Welcome to another video from 55 degrees north. In today's fortnightly Newcastle upon Tyne construction and restoration update, we're taking you around the city to explore the latest progress on some of Newcastle's most exciting developments. We'll be visiting all the usual sites, including Pottery Lane, Pilgrim Place and several other key projects shaping the future of the city. I also have news on a project I mentioned in a video quite a while back now. We may have some progress, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So again this week, we're starting at Castle Leazes, where Newcastle University's new students' accommodation is steadily transforming the skyline, and compared to our last update, the changes is dramatic. Looking across the site, the first thing that jumps out is just how much of the groundwork has now been completed. Foundations are stretching right across the entire footprint. There's also what appears to be the start of another core lift shaft taking shape. The vertical concrete structure is crucial. It forms the backbone of the building. Core shafts house lifts and stairwells, and they're usually the first elements to rise. There's also notably more construction equipment on site, diggers, cranes and concrete works in full swing. Higher equipment presence usually means one thing: acceleration. Now, the two core lift shafts we highlighted in the last update, they're absolutely flying. Both have added multiple floors and are now clearly heading skywards. You can really start to see the scale of the project coming to life. As more floors are added to these cores, we're likely to begin to see floor slabs extending outward, followed by framing and external walls. This is the phase where the transformation becomes unmistakable. So in just a short space of time, we've gone from groundwork to serious vertical progress. More foundations complete, a possible new core starting, deeper excavations underway, and two main lift shafts racing upwards. Castle Leazes is moving fast. We are now back down at the Vita student site on Leazes Park Road, and trust me, the progress since the last update is seriously impressive. Starting at the front of the site as usual, if you look carefully behind the scaffolding, you can now clearly see the insulation boards and fresh brickwork creeping steadily towards the top of the building. Every update, it's climbing higher. It's always satisfying seeing that the outer skin start to form, moving around onto Leazes Park Road itself. And it's more of the same over here. Plenty more brickwork completed and loads of insulation already fitted. But what really stands out is just how much insulation still needs to go up. There are pallets stacked high across the front of the site, ready and waiting to be installed. It really shows the scale of the job left to do. Now, moving around to the back. At first glance, it doesn't look like much has changed, mainly because it's still completely wrapped in scaffolding. But let's take a closer look. The amount of brickwork completed since the last update is actually remarkable. Up at the top end, where there were previously saw stacks of bricks sitting untouched, those same areas are now steadily climbing upwards. You can also see insulation has gone significantly higher compared to the last time. And there's something else. The fence line around the site has been pushed outwards. That's because they've extended the scaffolding further out to continue working safely at height. And again, there are still plenty of insulation pallets stacked, ready to go. This phase is clearly in full swing. Down at the bottom, near the old Georgian building, the doors at the electrical substation now have their signage fitted. This is a sign, literally, that this part of the infrastructure is nearing completion. And remember those utility trenches that were dug in the previous update? They've now been filled back in, so the underground services are likely installed and connected. Another key milestone ticked off. So overall, steady, visible and meaningful progress across the entire Vita student site. brickwork rising, insulation climbing, scaffolding expanding, utilities going live. It's all coming together. Now, we're back at the massive new apartment block development down at Pottery Lane, being built by Olympian Homes, and friends are really starting to move. From up here on the Redgip Bridge, you can finally see the transformation happening. Looking across the site, most of the building is still wrapped in scaffolding, but, and this is the exciting part, there's now a noticeable section at the front where the scaffolding has been removed. And that's always a big milestone, because when scaffolding starts coming down, it usually means the exterior facades is nearing completion in that area. You can finally start to see the character of the building emerging. Now moving round to the back of the site, from this angle it's clear that one section of the building is slightly behind the other in terms of progress. That's totally normal on projects of this scale. Different blocks often move at slightly different speeds. But here's what stands out. A lot more scaffolding has been removed from this rear section, especially on the upper floors. Only the lower floors are still waiting for removal. And if you look closely through the windows, you can actually see the interior activity. Fixtures and fittings are being installed inside. That tells us the internal work is well underway. We're now clearly into the fit-out phase. Let's head down to street level, on Pottery Lane itself. At the arena end of the road, trenches have been dug for utility installations. The road remains closed to traffic while this work continues, and you can see why. There's piping being installed along the trench that runs the full length of the site frontage. This is an infrastructure stage: water, drainage, electrical, possibly data lines. The unseen essentials that will make these apartments fully functional once complete. Around the site you can see stacks of materials ready for installation. Metal framing is laid out. That'll be used for internal partition walls. There's also pallets of plasterboard carefully wrapped in plastic sheeting to protect them from the recent rainy weather we've been having. And given how wet it's been lately, that protection is definitely needed. One of the most notable changes, more glazing has now been installed around what will be the main entrance, and this is where things really start to feel real. Glass going in usually signals that the structure is becoming weathertight, meaning interior work can accelerate. It also gives us a much clearer idea of how the finished building will look. Towards the back of what I'm calling Block 2, scaffolding has now been removed from the rear elevation, and right at the far end of the site, groundwork activity has begun. If you remember from the last update, there were open utility trenches here. Those have now been filled in, which means that stage of the infrastructure work is complete. It's all moving forward, step by step. So overall, this development is clearly transitioning from heavy structural construction into finishing stages. We've got scaffolding coming down, interior fit-outs progressing, utilities going in, glazing being installed, groundworks advancing. Every visit now reveals visible progress. We're now back at Pilgrim Place, checking in on the two massive office blocks rising out of the ground, including the one that the Department of Work and Pensions will soon be calling home. And honestly, the pace of progress is incredible. Looking across the site from up here on the bridge, you can really appreciate just how much work has been done since our last update. 2 weeks might not sound like much, but on this site it's a lot. Down at the bottom end of the site, you can clearly see more breeze block walls starting to take shape. And that's the same story on the lower level. More of these internal walls have been completed, giving us a real sense of how internal layouts are forming. This is where you start to see the building come alive, not just steel and concrete, but actual rooms beginning to exist. If we look up at both blocks, you can see a lot more ducting has now been installed. This is a big sign of progress. Once the services start going in, It means we're moving beyond just structure and into the mechanical heart of the building. Over on what I'm calling the second block, something really noticeable has started. The first sections of brickwork are now being constructed. This is a stage where it really begins to look like the finished building rather than just a framework. Alongside that, there's been a lot more metal framework fitted and more exterior panels installed. The skeleton is filling out fast. Now looking at what I'm calling block 1, more prefabricated concrete blocks have been fitted at the bottom, and if we swing around onto Warwick Street, it's exactly the same story. More prefabricated panels are going in, steadily wrapping the structure. Around the back, more metal framework has been added, strengthening the structure and preparing for the next phase. Aside from that, the rear hasn't changed dramatically since our last update 2 weeks ago, but you can still see steady, constant progress. So compared to 2 weeks ago, we're seeing more internal breeze block walls, significant ducting installation, the first brickwork appearing, additional metal framework, more prefabricated concrete panels fitted. This is proper momentum now. It's amazing how quickly this development at Carlisle Square is transforming the area. Now moving up to the John Dobson Street side of the new His Majesty's Revenue and Customs building. This is where we previously saw those external panels and windows removed. The big change here, the temporary construction lift that had been fitted to the outside of the building has now been completely removed. But looking inside, there's still plenty happening. You can clearly see that suspended ceiling insulation is ongoing, with large sections still to be complete. Now, over on the Pilgrim Street side, we've got some retail news. The brand new Greggs on the corner is now officially opening for business. That's a major milestone for this side of the development. It really starts to bring life back into this stretch of the city. But right next door, the Tesco Express is still being fitted out. Internal works are ongoing, so we're likely not far away from another opening announcement. Now, we've moved up to Ellison Place, where the new North East Space Skills and Technology Centre is being built. A major addition to the university and a big investment in the region's growing space and tech sector. From the front of the site, honestly, it doesn't look dramatically different from the last time. But that's why we don't judge our build from the pavement. Let's head round to the bottom of the site. Now, this is where the progress becomes clear. Down at the bottom of the site, most of the exterior panels have now been completed. In the last video, that corner section was still unfinished, but it's now nearly wrapped up. You can actually see the panels lying on the floor, which I'm guessing are ready to go up to finish off that final section. Around the other side of the building, progress continues. There are only a couple of small sections of panels still waiting to be installed. Compared to the previous update, this side looks significantly more complete. The building is really starting to close in now, and that's when projects like this suddenly feel like they're moving fast. Now down at the far end of the site, we've seen more glass panels fitted since the last visit. And not only that, some additional panels have now been installed onto the glazing, giving it a much more finished, polished look. There's just a small section left in the top corner to complete, and once that's done, this elevation is going to look finished from the outside. So while the front might not look like it's changed, once you walk the site, the progress is clear. Exterior panels nearly complete, glazing advancing well, only small finishing sections left, and structural elements starting to appear near the entrance. This project is steadily moving towards that fully enclosed stage, and once that happens, the pace of visible change usually ramps up even more. And now for a quick update on the pavement improvement works on Northumberland Street. Something big is rising, and it's not just new paving. We're talking about 15-metre tall illuminated pilgrim poles. Each pole will stand 15 metres high. That's about twice the height of a standard streetlight. They're designed to be striking, illuminated landmarks, a bold new feature right in the heart of the city. Right now, crews are constructing large reinforced concrete bases beneath the street, complete with heavy-duty holding down bolts to lock everything securely in place. Work on these foundations runs from now until around Friday, the 20th of February. So Northumberland Street is entering its final stages of transformation, and the results are going to be hard to miss. So now for news on the project I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So we could finally see some movement on One Founders Place, a major new development right behind Newcastle Central Station on 4th Street. This could reshape one of the most historic industrial sites in the entire city. One Founders Place has been described as a high-quality Grade A office development. The site, former industrial land tucked behind the central station, land steeped in railway history. This area includes the historic boiler shop and pattern shop, buildings where Robert Stephenson built steam locomotives. Think about it for a second. This is where Industrial Revolution history was made, and it's set to become one of Newcastle's most important modern employment hubs. The building will feature multiple outdoor terraces offering panoramic views across the Newcastle skyline. It will open directly onto a new public square, improving access and strengthening connections between the development and the central station. Following consultation, a planning application is expected to be submitted soon. And that brings us to the end of this update. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a comment with your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think about the projects we've covered today. And don't forget to give the video a massive thumbs up, because it really helps the channel grow. If you've not already done so, please consider subscribing to 55 Degrees North and hit that bell notification for when I release more videos. A massive thank you for watching. I will see you next time, right here on 55 Degrees North.